Hey guys, welcome back to Spilling the Reality with Trisha and Kylie, and we have special guest Kat Dunn from BB21.
21.
I almost said 20.
Well, honestly, I kind of wish it was BB20 because 21 got a bad rap. So,
Yeah.
if I could identify with BB20, I'll do it. I'll take it.
It almost happened. And tonight we'll be talking about our favorite topic, showmances from the Big Brother series. We're going all the way back to the original showmance of BB2 and bringing it forward to the most current season of Big Brother. Happy to talk about it with our girl Kat.
The showmance expert.
Yes.
Self-proclaimed.
Self-proclaimed. We proclaim it too. I don't know how much our 2 cents matters, but we also proclaim
it. matters a lot.
Yeah, so according to Big Brother Wiki, you literally are the showmance queen.
Are you kidding?
Let's get you a crown.
Wait, BB Wiki, they're my people. Because so after my season, so me, Holly, and Jackson, we made this alliance. I actually thought it was kind of legit, but I literally, they didn't want to name it. And I was like, no, we're naming this showmance 3-mance because I want to have an alliance on the BB Wiki page. So I got off the show. We decided to name it, whatever. I got off the show, and turns out they did not take it seriously as an alliance. So I reached out to them directly, and I was like, hey, I created this alliance with the sole purpose of getting on BB Wiki. So please do me the honors of including it. And they did.
Yeah, they recognize you as the only person to have a jury mance and to have one of 2 people to have 3 showmances. You and Mr. Spectacular.
Man, yeah, me and Mr. Spectacular.
You're the queen of showmances.
I love that, the king and queen. I wonder if Jesse knows that we're the king and queen of that.
Yeah, we'll make you some crowns. We'll make you a picture.
We should have crowns.
Mm-hmm.
We should. I wish I had my crowns lying around, but I don't.
You don't have a crown rack,
I do at my parents' house because I was a pageant girl.
Right.
So I could just go get one of my many crowns and put it on. But here, that was a different time, a different era.
Right. We should have, if we were barely getting here tonight, but we should have planned this a little better.
Yeah. Next time.
That's funny.
All right, guys. So we are going to dive in, take a look at some of these showmances from the past. Don't forget to give us a follow on Instagram at RealiTEA_TK. That's RealiTEA_TK. And note, we are on a new channel for the fans. So be sure you hit that subscribe button, hit the thumbs up, and drop us a comment with your thoughts on tonight's episode. All right.
So, okay, I'm gonna sound like a bitch. Did y'all get a new Instagram handle too?
No, we have the same Instagram. Did you unfollow us?
No, there's no way I unfollowed y'all. But I just went and it said follow back, and I had to follow. But I followed. Didn't I follow
you? You did used to follow us. You must have unfollowed us.
There's no way.
That's sad.
I'm sorry. There's no way that I unfollowed y'all.
Oh, what a sad day. But hey, if you will follow us back now, that'd be great. We accept your apology.
Now. There's no way I'm following. This is the case for the FBI, honestly. I know I follow y'all on Twitter. Maybe weird. Huh. Anyways, sorry, I'm a bitch.
Instagram is conspiring against Kat.
Yeah, it always is.
They probably do just get rid of people though that you're like, okay, we're gonna unfollow them for you.
There was probably another R that you were trying to unfollow, and
no, there's no way. There's no way. I mean, maybe there's no way I unfollowed y'all though. Y'all are my girl.
It's okay. It's okay. We'll let it slide.
Yeah.
Awkward. Anyway,
so this is our 4th episode in our series counting down to Big Brother 23. So just to clue y'all in case you haven't been watching the previous episodes, we're going to rank the showmances here, and we're going to put the best of the best in the HOH, the ones that are whatever on the block, and the ones that we don't stand here in the evicted column. And this is completely arbitrary, so we are going to just however we feel it. This is how we're going to rank them.
So HOH is like that. I'm like, I ship this couple, and evicted is like, this was terrible.
Yeah, get it off my screen.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Okay, got it.
So, and the way that we've done this is we've talked it through. We've come to a consensus on where we're going to put people, but we're each going to have a veto in our pockets. And so if you just really disagree with someone, you can bust out your veto. And
this is exciting.
Let's do this.
Okay, I'm excited.
All right. So our very first one. The OG showmance, Dr. Will and Shannon from BB2. So let's talk about this. Shannon was actually the third member of Chilltown. Like, if you go back and watch BB2, it wasn't just Dr. Will and Boogie, but you did have Shannon in there. But Shannon was a complete bitch. So she got booted super quick. The rest of Chilltown is in the history books, but Shannon does have Will's heart and the honorary title of Chilltown member.
Does she though? It's Dr. Will.
Temporarily. He
can't be trusted.
For the season.
It was his first season, so I guess she didn't know that. So I could see how she would fall for his charm. But I guess knowing what we know now and knowing what we know about Dr. Will now, just like he just can't be trusted. So I'm not going to evict this showmance, but I mean they're definitely on the block.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Like, they're the original, so we got to give them a little bit of credit for starting this whole trend. And I mean,
okay, do we give them credit for it, or are they the ones to blame?
I think give credit for it because any season with a showmance is typically better. So
true.
What do you think, Trisha? Where are you feeling old Dr. Will and Shannon?
I feel like Dr. Will and Shannon are okay. Like, they're like middle, whatever the middle is, because I barely even remember this. But I definitely remember Chilltown being Mike Boogie and Dr. Will. So I feel like their showmance superseded the showmance with Shannon. And so I'm like, I'm not going to give them an HOH crown. I would give them the middle.
Yeah, that's probably good.
Yeah, man, I agree.
For Shannon, though, that kind of sucks.
And so, I mean, like, poor little Shannon. I say poor little Shannon. Shannon can hold her own. She was a bad bitch. Like, okay. But she came in with a boyfriend, and Dr. Will just charmed the panties off of her. And
that's man, that sucks for her, though, because
Dr. Will wins the money, you get evicted, and you got broke up with.
Yeah, poor Shannon. But you also said she was a bitch, so, oh well. Bitches get stitches.
That's what happens. All right, so we can definitely move things around too. So we can start with them in on the block, and as these other showmances come up, we can move them up or down, however we're feeling at the time. All right.
Sounds like a plan. I don't like this view because, sorry, viewers, I'm moving, so you are seeing all of my business back here and my cat's business with its litter box right there.
You're in charge of keeping us zoomed in.
Okay.
That's what you do. All right. So we're going to go here to our next one. This is why Trisha usually runs the technical stuff because she's way better at it than me, but
you're handling it like a champ, Kylie.
Like a pro. Okay. All right. So we're going to move on to Dr. Will's second showmance because he's one that has more than one. And this one's a little more iconic.
Dr. Will and Janelle. This one's way more iconic. Like, okay. Even if you didn't know anything about their showmance, just even knowing of these two being together, is
This is what
how are
dreams
they
made.
not HOH?
This is the royal couple of Big Brother.
Literally.
Even though it didn't work out.
Yeah, it didn't work out, and I'm pretty certain it was more for like the show of it, of like, I'm going to use you, you're going to use me.
Yeah.
We're going to be a little showman.
That.
But, you know, like this is the stuff showman's dreams are made of.
So, okay, actually, I will say, so I keep up with Reddit and, you know, Twitter and whatnot. Okay, so one time I saw this rumor that the rumor was that Janelle and Dr. Will like hooked up in the diary room or like something like that.
What?
Yeah, exactly. Okay, no, but they were like, oh yeah, like everyone knows that they hooked up in the diary room and production didn't show it. Like, and I didn't respond, so I'm responding now. But I'm like, do you really think that if they hooked up in the diary room with cameras, that production wouldn't show it? Like, it's just kind of funny to me that people like think that, you know, like sometimes the rumors that people start, which I guess I'm also like now perpetrating the rumor. But I mean, a lot of people were agreeing with them and they're like, oh yeah, like I heard that, like it was like kind of a point of discussion. And I was like, y'all, there's no way that production would allow that to happen and
Not show
at least a piece of it, like them starting out or anything.
Yeah, like they can cut away when it gets to the good parts, but if they hooked up in the DR, like
it would have been shown for sure.
This would boost ratings.
Exactly. And no matter how iconic they are with Big Brother CBS, they would absolutely air that. Like they aren't that iconic that they are like omitted from things being aired.
Yeah.
At least in some way. Like there would have been this like flashback of it, or like in some way this would have got brought up.
For sure.
Yeah, like even if they like did it like, you know, MTV, they'll show people like where they're filming outside of the door and they're like in the bathroom hooking up.
Yeah,
they would have given us something where, hey, this is what's happening in the DR.
Yeah. So
the DL on the DR.
So just a rumor, I'm afraid. But even though they did not hook up in the DR, I still, even though I guess for like showmance wise, as far as like were they successful afterwards, you know, they're not exactly like Cody and Jessica, but I'm still going to give them HOH status just because they're two iconic characters that are kind of, you know, Big Brother. It's what Big Brother dreams are made of.
Right. So I agree. We can put them here in HOH. Like, absolutely. If anybody was like, okay, on paper, who do you want to be a showmance? 99% of people are going to say Dr. Will and Janelle.
Exactly.
Iconic.
Yeah, it's like those two together, or like separated even. You're like, anyone with Janelle or anyone with Dr. Will is iconic.
Exactly.
Any character from this franchise. But those two together, that is...
Yeah, me and Nick could never.
Don't even stand in the same light.
Right. Yeah.
We tried.
Don't really try though. A forever.
Okay, so let's think about it. These are the icons of Big Brother. If we had to make a Survivor icon couple, like as a showmance, not as a alliance, but a showmance, who are we putting together?
I don't watch Survivor.
Parvati as the female 100.
Okay.
Like, probably you have to put together Parvati and Boston Rob.
Yeah, probably.
Like, that's probably the iconic.
They both married people from Survivor too, which is fun.
Yeah.
Well, then maybe we shouldn't put them together, showmance, because I think people get really jealous.
Yeah,
we're a little bit too close to home there.
Yeah, we're, not trying to break up marriages, but all right, let's move on. Before we start
we're rabbit trailing here.
All right, BB9, Ryan and Jen. So as a reminder of Ryan and Jen, they got to play the game together, and they were actually a couple outside of the house. They got to come in, and people did not know that they knew each other, and they did not know that they were actually dating. So sneaky, sneaky, they decided to have some sex in the bathroom.
Wait.
Yeah.
Tell us the details of the sex, though.
Let's give the deets. Trisha?
Spill the tea.
Trisha, do you
So
want to give the deets?
while they were in the shower, Shannon asked, "Is it in yet?" Which are just 4 words that you don't want to hear.
Yeah.
Unless
as a
it's
male.
not in. I don't know. I don't know. Just ladies, don't ask. Fellas,
Please make it, sis.
Actually, you should ask.
Yeah, so those microphones, in case you
I
were
don't know.
wondering, they pick up super good because, like, Ryan's probably, I mean, he can't ever.
What's worse? Like, what's worse? That actually happening or it being filmed and being shown on TV?
It being shown on TV and like,
Did he answer?
I think he was like,
I mean, we don't know.
oh, I haven't watched it in probably like close to a year. I think I watched it last year.
Oh, it's so funny.
But I can't remember what he says, but they finished. So she realizes it's in at one point or another.
So season 9 was absolutely crazy because that's also the season that there was the rumored orgy in the hot tub.
Spill it.
Things got wild.
So I actually did, I don't even know, y'all, this is actually, I'm a little bit disturbed at myself. So I actually did find the link. It's hard to find, but it wasn't, so I did find the link like the orgy. And I actually talked to, oh my gosh, I was talking to, oh my gosh, what's his name? I'm going blank. Adam, hello. I literally just said his name earlier. So I was talking to Adam and I asked him if he knew the details. And he was like, yeah, it was crazy, whatever. So he didn't really say yes or no. But I did some other research. And from what I found is that it wasn't really like an orgy. It was just like they were like making out. They were like playing truth or dare or whatever. And the girls were like taking off their tops, which is like wild to do on live feeds. Yeah. But I guess it was just like a wild season. But yeah, there is, if you search, there is like a couple videos out there. So the not suitable for work Reddit is like all about that, I'm sure. Yeah, it makes you feel a little creepy when you're like looking at this stuff. Why was I searching for it? Probably at 3 a.m. by myself. Like me saying, "Oh yeah, I watched the video of Ryan and Jen having sex in the bathroom last year." Like, and this isn't the first time that I've watched this, but it's not. And we didn't even flinch. We're like, yeah. It's completely normal. This is what happens whenever you go on Big Brother and you have personal relations. People can watch you.
Given, back then, social media didn't exist and things happened and they weren't obviously thinking that at some point this could go viral or this could be, they were like, it'll show up on TV. And if someone recorded it on their VHS over another movie, then they'll have it, but no one else will. Yeah, that's true. I didn't really think about that. That was a very different time. It was. Yeah. With that being said, okay, so when I was on Big Brother, during season 21, I didn't realize, I guess, how far we really had come as a society. I wasn't thinking that the live feeds could now, like I didn't realize you can pull up TBS All Access on your TV. I was always thinking that the live feeds were for people that were, at work and they were on their computer and it was kind of like a little screen to the side of their computer. No one really watches it because it's not on their TV. And it wasn't until I got home and I realized, wait, no, people have smart TVs now. Yeah. You can watch YouTube on your TVs, which means that and now I know because I watched the live feeds last summer. It's very much like watching the show. Yeah. So. Yeah, it's watching the show but unscripted. And I mean, they don't have any shame. If y'all, if somebody's going at it, they're going to show it. Yeah. So I guess for my ranking for them, I mean, I think just because the way season 9 was kind of portrayed as a whole and the cesspool that it was, lots of fun. If I was, single and young and looking that fun, maybe I'd want to be on that season 2. You never know. But I think I'm going to maybe vote to evict them just because they don't have as much credibility as the other 2. Right. And this was also a couple coming into the show already. We're evicting. And the moment is iconic, but the showmance isn't. Yeah. And do we know if they're still together?
No, I'm pretty certain.
I doubt it. I feel yeah. I mean, maybe.
But I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Okay, hold on. BB9, that was 14 years ago. So I was not 21 years old when this aired. Okay, I'm doing my math wrong somewhere. Anyways, I feel like I was in high school when this aired, and I had a crush on Ryan.
So we have to evict at least one of them.
Get out!
We have to split them apart for the sake of you.
For my teenage heart, because I refuse to think that was 21 when this aired. I don't think I'm doing my math somewhere.
We're not good at math. That is
no, I'm not.
We're real notoriously bad at the maths, so no big deal. Anyways,
I did just look it up though. I did just look it up, and they are not still together.
Shocker.
Can you tell me what
they married different people?
Shocker. Well, we're voting to evict them anyway, so their spouses can rest assured. So we're not rooting for them to get back together.
Nope.
Evicted.
Can you tell me what year this aired?
What year?
BB9. What year?
It doesn't tell me that on this.
2009. Or no.
2008.
Oh, really? Because the first season of Big Brother was 2001. Or no, 2000.
But this was a winter edition.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Because it was like writer's block. Yeah. The whole season was from what I remember. So we're just.
Anyways, moving on.
I was a junior in high school watching them have sex in the shower.
Yeah. No big deal. No big deal. Okay, moving on.
Evicted.
You're evicted. Get the hell out of here. Next. Just prepare yourselves.
Uh-oh. Jeff and Jordan. America's sweetheart.
I think if you were to ask the producers of Big Brother, if you were to ask probably the CEO of CBS or whatever, they would give Jeff and Jordan like the supreme HOH. Like those are their golden children. You cannot mess with them. I don't feel comfortable giving them anything lower because I don't want to be blacklisted from no, I'm kidding. No, I mean, I feel like so just like Dr. Will and Janelle are iconic in their own right, I do feel like Jeff and Jordan as a showmance are like the iconic showmance.
They are the iconic showmance. I mean, when on Big Brother 11, like seeing this little Southern belle, which all three of us are little Southern belles, and this, boy from Boston with his accent, just sweep her off her feet, and she's just so cute and sweet. Like, everybody fell in love with her. They've got to be, they're iconic.
They're iconic. They're still together, which is a huge reason that they should obviously be in the HOH category. They got engaged on Big Brother.
Yeah.
So they're
Are we gonna like rank them because now they're in HOH with Dr. Will and Janelle. But I mean, I think they're above Dr. Will and Janelle. So I mean, do they go ahead of or is it just like once you're in the HOH, you're in the HOH?
I made the rules, so
I think that we can rank them in the category of HOH, and
let's make this real cutthroat and give some.
This is cutthroat. Like we're going literally 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So Jeff and Jordan, they're that duo.
So they'll be number 1.
They're number 1 in our hearts and in our rankings.
I'm really disappointed that none of us have objected. Like, why are we all agreeing?
We need to fight more.
What's happening here?
It's about to get good though.
We're gonna have some arguments.
Another thing is I will say, because I am a newly appointed super fan, a lot of the people that we're talking about, like a lot of the things from the previous seasons, I'm very swayed by the public opinion, I guess, because I didn't watch it in real time.
Yeah.
So I'm a little biased by, I know what other people think, so that kind of sways my decision. So I feel like I'm more like, okay, you know what I mean?
I'm with you.
But it's about to go. It's about to get good.
We're getting into the
and I mean, Jeff and Jordan, even if you didn't watch them live, everybody knows about them because They keep bringing Jeff back to do the interviews. Did he do the interviews for y'all season?
He did.
Yeah. So, they keep bringing Jeff.
Very much.
They keep bringing Jeff back to do the interviews. They got engaged. Like, they show their babies.
Yeah.
They're literally Big Brother's sweethearts.
Yeah.
Like he said. You can't not like them or you're going to be blacklisted from
Exactly.
everything Big Brother ever for the rest of the world.
And probably Survivor and Amazing Race too.
Yeah.
Love Island.
All right. So updated rankings.
Nice.
Jeff and Jordan, number 1.
They look so strong too. They're like holding their hands like we've got this shit. We're holding it.
They're going to raise their fists up in victory. Okay. Whoops. Didn't get rid of it. No big deal. Brendan and Rachel, also from BB12. Like, what?
Another solid couple.
Super solid. I mean, Big Brother, I'm pretty certain, has produced more marriages than
The Bachelor.
The Bachelor. And this is our second married duo.
Mm-hmm.
But how do we feel about them as a couple compared to the best of the best, Jeff and Jordan?
It's tricky because Rachel Riley is, of course, an iconic character in Big Brother history. Brendan is also iconic, but he's not as iconic as Rachel Riley, because Rachel Riley is honestly right up there with Janelle, with Dr. Will, with Kat Dunn, the iconic
icons,
with the iconic characters of Big Brother.
Yeah.
And I feel like she pulls so much of the iconry. I don't know.
The stardom of this.
Yeah. That Brendan, I think that this is just their personality. And I think Brendan allows her to do that. I don't think that he's someone who's like trying to share the limelight with her or anything. I think that he's just a nice guy who played Big Brother and was good. And, it's like, but Rachel is who Rachel is.
Right.
I still rank them in the HOH status.
Yeah.
Technically, they are over Dr. Will and Janelle just because they're, married. And I think that Rachel brings the same level of being an icon as Janelle and Dr. Will. But I think I'm still going to rank them lower than Jeff and Jordan just because I think that, I don't know. I mean, I don't really know why. It's kind of my mindset.
Yeah. Jeff and Jordan are kind of like the sweethearts, and Brenchel is just...
Jeff and Jordan.
I think that Brenchel as like Jeff and Jordan, they're not really known individually as icons. I mean, they are.
Right.
Don't get me wrong, but they're known very much as a couple icon. The showman's Brenchel is not really known as a showman's icon, even though that sounds weird because they're married. But Rachel Riley is the icon.
Yeah.
So I just feel like that. I don't know why. I can't explain it, but I just feel like they fit well in second place right there.
Yeah, Rachel has so many of the iconic moments because of how much she loves Brendan. Brendan between me and Brendan. And this was we're going to get to a couple later that is really like Fatal Attraction, but they were instantly in love, and it stuck. And it's like, wow. What are the odds?
And they're married. Okay. And now they have 2 kids.
2 babies.
Aww.
2 sweet little babies. All right. So we're going to put them here in our HOH in second place for right now. So close. But... I feel like the difference maybe, Kat, is that it's easy to love Jeff and Jordan because they're like these sweet little people. But then Rachel is I love Rachel as a TV personality, but she's a little more villainy as opposed to the sweethearts. And so that's probably why it's like, I like Jeff and Jordan a little more.
I don't know if Rachel Riley would be as much of an icon if her and Brendan were the sweetheart couple. I'd be like, she's fake. But now, they are great in their own ways.
Yeah. All right. So staying in BB12, we're going to come to another couple that kind of ties in here with Brendan and Rachel, and that's Hayden and Kristen.
Mm-hmm.
And Kristen is the target of the life vest. She is the ultimate floater. So what do we think about them as a duo in their relationships?
I'll be honest, I'm not going to fight for this duo. This is not the sword I'm going to fall on because I'm kind of indifferent about them.
Yeah.
What do y'all think?
Kristen isn't more. So this is just. We'll get to. I guess there's one more. No, there's not. Okay, so this reminds me of like the Ryan and Jen, like, or I don't remember the other one before that, but I remember Hayden very, very much. Okay, Dr. Will and Shannon. That's what I was thinking of. Where I remember Dr. Will very, very much, and don't remember Shannon very, very much. I remember Hayden, but Kristen, who is
Like,
that?
I feel like you remember Kristen because of Rachel yelling at her, like, floaters.
Which further simplifies Rachel's status as an icon, which is why she is in the HOH rank.
Yeah, like Rachel made Kristen memorable because without Rachel, Kristen is a complete who, which is why we haven't seen her. And I feel a little bit like we can also put him into this category because after Hayden wins Big Brother, he does go on to play Survivor, and he plays a blood versus water season with his current girlfriend. So it's like, forget that girl, Kristen. And now they're broken up, Hayden and Kat. And so it's like the cat from Survivor.
The cat, yeah.
So, Hayden's relationships on his shows just don't work out. So
don't get in a showmance with Hayden.
Don't get in a showmance with Hayden. He seems sweet, but don't do it.
Done.
Well, we definitely can't put them in the HOH category because putting them next to Rachel and Brendan, just that doesn't sit well with anybody. I feel like they're in the low evicted.
Agree.
I was gonna say, I'm gonna evict them for the sole purpose that I don't think that they have the same icon status as the other. I mean, even Dr. Will and Shannon, who I believe we have on the block. I mean, they still have some pull because they were the first showmance, and they do have Dr. Will. They're memorable. This one isn't really very memorable, so I'm like, okay, evict. I mean, I can deal without them.
Yeah. I agree. So now we have to decide, do we want them in very last place behind Ryan and Jen and their sex in the bathroom, or do we want them at the top of the evicted category? Because I'm thinking, like, to me, this is the worst one so far.
I think actors, because they don't even have a cool story like that sex in the bathroom. Like, I'm going to put them.
Yeah. Agree. Last. Ouch.
But then again, do we want the worst showmance of all time to be the ones that she asked if it was still in? I mean, I feel like that's, I don't know.
That's why at the end we can move up and down.
Let's do that later. Let's see.
On contrary to that, though, I feel like that is what I want out of a showmance. I want them to have sex in the shower.
Exactly. So are we thinking about this the wrong way?
Put them last.
We keep them in the box.
Honestly. We just take them off.
We'll come back. We'll come back to them. Okay. Moving on.
Put them in the parking lot.
BB13, Dom and Danny. This is our now third married showmance.
Okay.
But what do we think about them on the show as a showmance couple?
Well, I mean, so I actually don't really know a lot about BB13. I love Danny because if we watched her on All Stars, even though she was a little bit of a villain, so I can't really, sometimes on Twitter you can't really claim to love somebody, but I really do like her a lot. And then also me and Dom, I feel like are like kind of internet friends, we follow each other, whatever. But besides that, I don't really know that much of it. So I don't really know that much about them as a on the show couple. Just afterwards, of course, I have respect for them, and I guess I don't want them, coming after me, and I'm like, I hate them, No, I'm kidding. But also the fact that they're married and it's obviously working, and that's good. They should be in the HOH of showmances, but I'm not sure if I would put them even above. This sounds really bad. I don't know if I put them above Janelle and Will, just because I think Danny, as iconic as she is, I don't think her icon status surpasses the ones. I don't think it surpasses Janelle, Dr. Well, Rachel. I don't know, but then again, they're married, so it's hard. So I'm like, I don't know.
So, like, I think about if you look at them as a little real life couple, you're like, okay, they're the cutest. Like,
They're so cute.
Their daughter is the cutest little thing.
Cute.
And so, like, I follow Danny on Instagram. I like to watch her stories and, you know, follow their little family. But on the show, I feel like Danny, you know, she was this super young girl her first season, and she did play with her dad. And then she comes back and she kind of like immediately throws her game away by aligning with Dom. And so I'm like, oh gosh, like as a showmance, I just don't feel this one. So I'm like kind of feeling it in the On the Block. Trisha?
I wouldn't say it's iconic like Jeff and Jordan and Rachel and Brendan. But it's not unforgettable.
We're about to start some controversy.
It's not unforgettable. I mean, they're still together. It's hard because they're still together and they're married.
Their story is unforgettable. I love them in real life, but on the show.
Okay, yes, I would agree. On the show.
That's a pickle.
So, like,
you know what sucks is that some of their fans are going to listen to this and they're going to forget everything you said about the show, and they're just going to be like, they said that y'all are on the block as a couple. And
these bitches here, they don't even like y'all.
So it is. I feel like this showmance is forgettable outside on the show. Like they would have just broken up afterwards.
I can go with that.
Mm-hmm. We probably would have forgotten about it, because when I think of Danny showmances, I honestly think of her showmance with Nick from BB-8.
Yeah.
Because her dad was there, and it was just, you know, it was a whole thing. And so I think of that showmance. But so I guess that's the only reason I would put it in the second category of evicted or on the block.
Okay. If we put them on the block, they have to be the first rank.
Yeah. Okay.
I would agree. Kat, you got your veto.
Like realistically, the fact that they're married shows like, okay, come on.
Yeah.
But I think they would either be last on HOH or first on the book. And I just gotta say, because I know how dramatic some of these bitches are that listen, we are not rooting for their demise. We are talking about them on the show.
We're talking about their
showmances.
Their showmance and how much entertainment it brought to us outside of, you know, does it live on 10 years later in the epicness of the showmance? Yeah.
I'm not gonna die on the sword, so if y'all want to put them in,
you've got your veto.
I do say that they have to be first on the block.
And you do have your veto. So if you decide,
I'm not using my veto on them.
She's like, I gotta hold it.
I got my own people that
she's gonna hold it for herself.
Y'all just wait. All right. So update. We got them here in the first for right now. In on the block. Maybe they stay there. Maybe they move. All right. Moving on. BB15, McCrae and Amanda.
First of all, I love
HOH status.
I love McCrae. So of course gotta back him up. But I'm not sure if he'd want me to back him up on this. I'm not sure if this is a battle he wants me to fight for him.
I mean, like, when you think about it,
okay,
from a visual standpoint, I'm like, good job, McCrae.
Yeah, Amanda's beautiful.
Yeah, Amanda's
absolutely beautiful. And McCrae, I wouldn't say he's like a beauty, you know?
Okay, but we just put Danny and Dom in the second tier because they didn't bring the spice. This showmance did bring the spice. They had a whole wedding on the show. They shocked us every week. Like all the time they were doing stuff couple related. Like much as I'm not shocked it didn't work out in real life. I loved them on my TV screen. Like,
what the hell? You mean that you did not think that the realtor
and the pizza boy
were not real life compatible?
So
hell out.
That's like, honestly, I feel like that is like the perfect example of like when you go into the Big Brother house, like all outside biases or some of them be thrown out the window. You have your Big Brother goggles on and you just, I mean, I love McCrae all day, but I just can't imagine him and Amanda working out in real life because she just doesn't seem, I feel like he needs someone that's like, I mean, his girlfriend now, like they're very, like, if you see them together, like, wow, like they make sense because they're both laid back. They both have the same kind of like, you know, like he's a very like laid back kind of guy. Amanda's just not that laid back. So of course, so I can see how that'd be very entertaining to watch, but
Yeah.
I'm not gonna give them HOH.
I'm not gonna give them HOH, but I am gonna put them evicted. I mean, in the middle status, whatever it is, on the block.
Girl, you struggling on the block.
Struggling.
They're on the block, yeah, I agree with that.
Okay.
On the block, but do they go before Danny and Dom?
That's tricky because they are more entertaining, yes, but they're entertaining because they just don't work.
They don't work at all.
Like this is a hot mess couple.
It's tough. I mean,
But they lasted their whole time and didn't break up till
no,
after
we had a couple options.
Yeah, I mean there were like
I'm kidding.
actually there really weren't any.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, this is up to y'all. I'm not gonna fight for them. So,
It's so tough.
I don't know.
Where are we gonna put them?
I don't
I
know. It depends. Do you like chaos or do you root for chaos or do you root for love?
Chaos.
I guess it logically.
Okay, wait, let's think about this. Okay, so what if you have two people on the block and it is McCrae and Amanda, Danny and Dom? Who are you choosing to evict?
Because of showman status.
No, because of showman stuff. Like who are you choosing? Just like who do you not really care if you see on your TV again? Like, you know, just like
Danny and
I don't
Dom.
want to see McCrae and Amanda doing it on TV anymore.
I want them back on my TV just as they were.
okay, well then I guess they go above Danny and Dom.
All right, I'm fine with it.
Personally, I would probably. It'd be tough because I'd probably be aligned with McCrae, so I don't think I could vote to evict him. And I don't know if I'd be aligned with Danny and Dom.
I loved McCrae.
Yeah, same. So
Okay.
we'll put them ahead of Danny and Dom. Again, Danny and Dom fans, we're not talking about them. We're not rooting for their demise. We're not trying to get them a divorce. It's just
None divorce. Please don't come for us.
do not come for us.
Okay. Now let's talk about another iconic one.
Oh shit! Did you see that Frankie just got engaged?
Yes.
My first thought was, I wonder how Zach's doing.
Morty. Can we talk about that? Okay, so on the season, like this was more of like a joking showmance. Like
It was a
we're
bromance.
showmance, but you know, we're really just friends. But then plot twist, they weren't. They really were a showmance. And then Zach also has his off-screen showmance with Jose.
I mean, I like Zach and Jose a lot. I mean, I feel like they're a really hot couple.
Yeah.
They were extremely hot on my Instagram.
Jose is hot. Like,
well, wait, you know what's crazy? And I actually still kick myself for it today. So when I was doing Instagram lives last summer, and I had Zach on my Instagram live, and it went viral because Zach was talking about how Big Brother ranks competitions, all that stuff, and it was like posted everywhere. So I was like a little bit nervous that I was going to get sued by CBS, but also a lot of like, I think if you go back and look at it, and even my friend Anthony told me afterwards, he really wanted to talk about that Frankie guy. Like you could tell Zach was like ready to give information about him and Frankie, and I'm bitch, and I didn't realize that it was important. I just kept cutting him off. But he could have spilled on my
Damn it.
you could have.
I could have been the resource. And I'm sure I would have already been, you know, I probably would have already had my own talk show by now if that happened. But no, I'm kidding. I probably would have replaced Jeff.
Yeah. God bless it. You should replace Jeff. You would
We support that.
your interviews would be so much better than Jeff's.
Oh, well, don't put that. I mean, again, we already have the Danny and Dom fans coming after us. Don't.
Just
Okay,
kidding.
but is anyone actually a fan of Jeff doing the interviews? Like, I don't think anyone's actually a fan of that. We just like love Jeff and Jordan.
Honestly, I feel like the Big Brother fans are funny, especially when it comes to like the cast reveal kind of stuff, because they come in ablazing. They want to hate. They don't like, so I feel like Jeff is in a bad position already because the people already are coming with their hate goggles on. And I don't know, like it's bless him, because that's a tough position to be in.
Yeah, Jeff will probably forever be one of my favorite Big Brother players. So once again, Jeff and Jordan fans, please don't come for me. But Jeff doing the interviews, like, he's just not that great. I think you would be super at it.
Well, CBS, you can call me. You have my number.
All right, so back to Zach and Frankie. Where are we doing this? Zanky.
I'm gonna put them. I'm not going to. I feel like they're iconic because it's kind of the first male-on-male showmance.
Mm-hmm.
They weren't really a showman. They were a showmance, but they weren't a showmance. But they did their own segment, so it's like, okay, you know.
Yeah. And they are listed on the Big Brother Wiki as a showmance.
Yeah.
And
so
that's like the end all be all.
I don't want to evict them. I think that they are on the block.
Like at the end of On the Block.
I think they're on the end of On the Block. But I don't think they should be evicted just because it is, the first
groundbreaking.
I mean, that is iconic. So, no.
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree. The bottom of On the Block.
Yeah.
Because if they would have been more showmancy on the show, they would be higher up.
Oh, yeah. Especially, exactly.
If they would have had sex
romance, like really, like, kind of like some tearjerker moments,
Yeah. Guys, the more and more I think about it, I think we've just really, really fucked up with putting Ryan and Jen and evicted, okay? Like, I just keep coming back to the fact that they had sex in the bathroom, Ryan and Jen, and her wanting to know if it's in. Because,
put them on the block.
I keep coming back to this, and I feel like
if you're passionate about it, then let's put them on the block.
Like if Frankie and Zach had sex in the bathroom, and one of them had asked if it was in, we would be like,
"Oh my god, we would have been. That would have been some good TV." But I don't know if they would have beat up Jeff and Jordan.
Straight to the top with that one.
That's funny.
We're gonna have to revisit that.
Let's revisit this at the end.
Okay, Caleb and Amber.
Wow. Okay, I love Amber. Amber is probably the most beautiful girl to ever be on Big Brother. Caleb, no.
So cringy. Like,
cringy.
And girl alone.
Asshole, and literally, like, a guy like Caleb is what gives showmances a bad name. So I'm putting them last on evicted because he got her evicted.
Yes.
No.
I mean,
Caleb can go. And never.
Yeah. When Amber went on to the challenge, people were like, I don't even remember her on Big Brother. I'm like, you don't get to remember her because she was in a really, really great spot, and then Beast Mode Cowboy fucked it up.
No, he's the worst. And I love seeing Amber thrive. I mean, I feel like she got such the short end of the stick on her Big Brother experience. So the ultimate, I feel like that's the ultimate revenge. She's thriving now, but no. Yeah. Caleb can go.
Yeah, I mean, like, you can't blame him for being attracted to her. She's literally gorgeous. But
the most, if not the most beautiful girl to grace the Big Brother show. But Caleb is immature and no.
Read the room, Caleb. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Trisha?
I would agree. Totally cringe on this couple showmance. God, I don't even consider this a showmance. It was so one-sided. This is the bottom.
Bottom of the bottom.
It's not because of Amber. It's literally because of Caleb.
Yeah. No, this is nothing against Amber at all. This is all Caleb.
Yeah.
Ugh.
This was a one-sided showmance. He was obsessed with her, so that's why it's not even two people that like want to be together or have any interest in having shower sex at all. It's just Caleb being obsessed with Amber.
Yeah. So,
Obsessed. And he completely screwed up Amber's game. So
yeah. Put him live.
All right. Moving on. Big Brother 17. Clay and Shelly. Clelly. Hashtag Clelly with their 20-year age difference. So, are we feeling the cougar and the college kid?
So, so first of all, Shelly's beautiful. So you can see why, one of the, the pretty girl and the handsome guy would of course be attracted to each other. I mean, I think it's another thing, like in the Big Brother house, kind of like the whole McCray and Amanda thing. It's like you kind of forget, like, if it was outside the Big Brother house, it probably wouldn't work. And it didn't because they're not together. Also, I feel like Clay threw away his game for Shelly, which obviously didn't even, they're like, what was the point? Because they didn't even like last together. So it's kind of like, okay. So I don't know. But okay, so here's some tea. So Clay actually ended up just getting married to one of my very good friends. So that's kind of funny because I saw people like for Big Brother like posting about his wedding and whatnot, and I was like, oh, it's our friend.
Like, hey, I know you're all from two different worlds.
Yeah, but I also will say, so here's some tea. So when I was doing my Instagram lives and I was trying to get, Big Brother people on, I actually reached out to Ashley, who's now wife, to see if Clay would want to come on for an interview. And he said no, because he does not want anything to do with Big Brother.
Wow.
So I was like, well, that makes sense.
He's like, okay, I'm done with this.
Yeah, he is done and moved on. And
But he went on so young. He was so young when he went on, and his life was so different.
23, like so young.
Yeah, I don't even know if he was out of college. Like he may have been a senior in college or like just graduated. He was real young.
Yeah, but regarding Shelly and Clay as a showmance, they lasted their whole season. They had heart eyes for each other on very first episode. I liked them like on the show. Like I liked them working together. I thought they were so cute together. I did not think they would last forever and like get married and grow old together because Shelly was halfway there already, but I'm just kidding. But I just thought they were really cute on the show. So from an entertainment value and regarding the show alone, that's the only reason I wouldn't put them in the evicted category.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I think that they deserve on the block status.
So like I'm thinking whenever, people warn against showmances, like, oh, you don't want to get in a showmance, like I think this is almost the poster child of it. Like this is why you don't want to be in a showmance, because it's going to tank one of your games. Mm-hmm. But I agree, like Big Brother 17 is not one of my most favorite seasons, and I was rooting for Clay and Shelly. So I'm good with putting them on the block.
Okay.
Yep. We'll go on the block.
Towards the end of on the block.
Yeah, like who do we got at the end?
Okay, I'll show you. At the end of it, we have Zach and Frankie. And at the beginning, we've got Amanda and McCray. So
hold on one second. Y'all can edit this out if I take a quick little hold on a second.
All right, so here we go. This is what we have. What are you thinking, Trisha? Is good here?
Yeah, I'm thinking, yeah.
Yeah, it looks pretty good here.
We'll talk about it more at the end. We'll talk about the grid.
We can move around. Okay, moving on to our next one.
Well,
Austin and Liz. This was what was wrong with the Big Brother 17 and why I disliked it. Like you have to like Clay and Shelly, or you have to like Liz and Austin. It's kind of like the two ends of the spectrum. This one is just not. This is disgusting to me.
Disgusting. Okay. What's more disgusting though?
Austin, he's disgusting.
No, I'm like saying like for modern day Big Brother watchers, like what's more disgusting, them or like me and Nick?
God.
Oh, God.
Right? Yeah, man, it's I'm kidding.
That's hard. That's hard.
It's
They're more disgusting. I think Austin's more disgusting than Nick.
Dang, that's saying a lot. Poor.
Don't you think so, Trisha?
Do what?
God, I don't know. It's
Like
this is tough.
a lot of times, I mean,
Yeah,
everybody.
but at least Austin was only with Liz. Okay, he was only with Liz on his season. Nick was with Bella, and then with Kat, and
Well, I know that,
I
but
knows who else.
like everybody likes a muscular, tatted up man with long hair. Like,
No,
okay,
you
not everybody, but like,
Well, they don't like Jack either.
well, yeah. I mean,
Okay.
okay. Austin just looks like he smells bad.
Yeah, he looks musty.
He looks musty.
or like he has bad breath.
And
I
body
need to
wash.
know. I just need to know. Liz, let us know, girl.
Well, Liz, write us a comment.
Write to him. Let us know.
Ugh.
I absolutely despise them as a couple, and it made me not like the twins because I disliked Austin so much.
Dang,
It made me dislike this season.
I appreciate your passion behind this.
I passionately evict them. They're going to be
They're gone.
Out of here.
They're going to be very far at the bottom for me.
This season would have been better without this showmance.
Dang, well then evict them. Good riddance.
They gotta go.
Good riddance to bad rubbish. All right. We're going to put them at the end. We're going to move on. We're not even going to talk about it anymore. It disgusts me. I guess. Totally kidding, guys. Kind of.
She's not kidding.
Right.
She is not kidding. She's saying that she's kidding so it doesn't make anyone upset. I'm
Okay.
Tracy all the time.
Here, y'all. We have entered the dark era. Okay.
Yeah. This
We've
is
entered the dark era. So now we're going to look at Polly and Zakiya. As a picture, they're a hot couple.
Beautiful. Zakiya is also one of the most beautiful girls to ever be on Big Brother.
Yeah.
absolutely.
Zakiya is.
Polly, the fact that Polly's done that, I'm like, okay, way to go. But I don't know. I mean, I honestly can't really take Polly seriously as a showmancer. So it's honestly up to y'all.
And I mean, this is also where once they get to the jury house, Polly's just so degrading to Zakiya as a woman. This is where Davon kind of stands up for her, and shit goes super, super south. And then just knowing Polly's reputation outside of Big Brother and what
that makes sense. Polly, I will say Polly has. I think people grow and they change. I mean, even then, Polly and Davon are cool now. They've talked the differences. I mean, Polly, he is somebody who he very much kind of grew up in the eyes of the Big Brother and Challenge viewers. Yeah. So he did have a lot of growing up to do. That being said, I'm not going to root for the showmance. But man, Zakiya is a hottie though.
Yeah.
Go Polly.
But the fact that he was degrading to her is kind of
yeah. As a couple, they're super hot. I mean, Polly has gotten less attractive to me as the years have gone on, but on Big Brother, he was super hot. And
he did a striptease for her because her birthday was
on her birthday
house.
And she's thank you. I'm kidding.
Yeah. So check that out on the old YouTube if you haven't seen that one. But because of how much Polly sucks towards her, I think we don't stand for that here.
Yeah, Polly, you're my friend and all, but I didn't know you back then, so I have no remorse in saying you're evicted.
Yep, you're evicted. People can grow and change, but this showmance.
And we're only basing it off of the show. Disclaimer.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, they weren't really together off the show, so it's kind of that's all we got.
Yeah.
That's all we got to base it off of.
But for Polly's sake, we're only basing it off of the show.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Moving on. We're going to have another good one here, y'all. Another fave of many. Cody and Jessica.
Jody.
our next married couple. So let me just tell this funny story. So whenever I put the pictures on here, PowerPoint does me a solid, and they try to like give me a what's it called, a description. And this description was a man holding a baby. That was like the auto-generated description. So yay, a man holding a baby. Okay, anyways, Cody and Jessica.
So I love Cody and Jessica, and I don't think that they did very well on Big Brother because they had the whole house against them, and Cody's social game was not good. And then, of course, like when he came back, it was still kind of like the damage was already done. You know, he was on the wrong side of the house. They didn't really have a chance in Big Brother. But then, of course, they came back and they won Amazing Race. And they are married now, and they're my friends. So, shout out. And they do have 2 adorable kids. I mean, they're definitely HOH status for me.
Same.
But that when it comes to the game, that is knowing that they went back and won Amazing Race, and then Cody, you know, won America's Favorite, and they continue to be loved today, and of course they're married, so they are HOH status for me.
Yeah, I agree. Like, there's not a lot of redeeming qualities about BB19, and they're it. Like, everybody was rooting for Cody and Jessica because of how much Paul ruined the season, and I've loved them as a couple, period. But then, you know, like, it gets elevated by the fact that when Cody was evicted, he walked over the coffee table and was like, screw you, bitches. So I just love Cody.
You know what's funny, though? Whenever I was watching that season, I actually did not like Cody at all in the beginning of the season. Like, I was like, this guy's an asshole, like, you know, whatever. But then it was crazy. And this was one of my first seasons to watch Big Brother. Then when he came back, it was like I was rooting for him. I was like, if he doesn't win, I don't want anyone to win. Like, I was like, how did that turn from me hating him to all of a sudden, like, I loved him and he had to win? So I guess that's just, you know, the fickle mind of a Big Brother fan.
Yeah. All right. So where are we thinking we want this
well, when we think of Big Brother, Jody is definitely an icon to showmances. They had each other's backs.
I think that's our top 3.
Same.
I agree.
I just, you know, while we're talking, I'm putting them kind of where I think, and then, you know, we can decide from there.
I mean,
I got them in 3rd right now, behind Jeff and Jordan and Brenchel.
Yeah, I think that's a fair place to put them. It was also like, I feel like it was really fun as an audience to root for the showmance. Like, it was like we like saw their love. We were like we want them to be together. You know, like we were fighting for them to be victorious. So I think that was an entertaining one. So yeah, top 3.
And part of why you're rooting so hard for them is this next one, because this is what we're rooting against.
We're I don't know, y'all. We're just gonna evict them.
Matt and Raven.
There's nothing to say here. It just goes straight to eviction.
Was that a mouse? Oh wait, your mouse was like right on or under her nose. I was like, what is going on? I was like, what's picking her nose?
It's some butt skin.
Yeah, we're gonna evict them. I know
We're
I'm not
so gross.
I'm not rock, but I'm just no.
And like, I remember, Trisha, I feel like you were at my house when this season premiered, and I remember everybody was like, Matt's a silver fox, and now
no, I can vouch for that. He is a hottie before the season started.
Yeah,
he was hot. He is hot. He was hot prior in his little intro. He was so hot, doing some whatever in DC, being a hottie. But then the whole season, he wore that UT shirt.
The UT shirt and the blue shirt.
Yeah, like, I was like.
And he ate cereal.
And then hugged all over this thing, the whole thing. And so I was like, I don't know what's happening here. Like, what's going on? I'm confused.
Yeah. So I can't remember if this is public knowledge or whatever, but I heard from somewhere that when they like went like, I think it was like later on, like after they'd both been evicted or something like that, like Paul like looked at the bedside table and there was like used condoms there or something like that? Like,
I think it was when they did the hide and go veto. They like went onto their side of the bed and there was like a bunch of used condoms. I don't think it was just.
Okay, but I will say I do kind of understand. Okay, like these gross like, but it is. I would think that it'd be pretty inconvenient to do that in the Big Brother house, you know, especially when it's pitch black at night. And you can't really like, get it because the trash can's all the way in the, you know, so like I'm not saying that I get it, but I'm saying like, okay.
It was why are all of them right there? Like
it's the next day.
Like, why didn't they clean it out the next morning? Like if you leave it there at night, it's like, okay, I get it. I don't get it, but okay. Like I get how you don't want to get up because then they turn the lights on and it's like a whole big deal. Like you want to be inconspicuous, whatever. Like, but throw it out first thing in the morning or bring your own trash bag.
Yeah. Just bring the trash can next to your bed.
Bring your own trash bag. Have you a trash bag?
It's like, okay, like the first time, okay, it's forgivable a little bit, but like the whole season worth of used condoms, like, come on, people, get it together. Find a way, find a loophole to get around this. It's unsanitary.
That's gag worthy right there. That's really, really disgusting.
So we're gonna evict them because we can't have these messes in the house with us.
I wanted to evict them as soon as they got together. It was just such a strange couple to me.
So strange.
Raven was so unlikable on the season. Yeah. And then I was like, Matt is just tanking his game with this. It's just
what is happening here?
And they did make it surprisingly a while after, like at least a year after.
Yeah, that's what I kind of do.
So this is not on point, and I'm not even positive that this is the right clip, but I'm going to take a gander. So we also did a ranking of zings, and in case y'all have forgotten, let's just watch this clip. And I really hope this is the right one. If it's not, I'm going to play the next one.
Congrats on making it so far in the game, especially since the only thing you've done is Raven.
Oh my God!
Oh.
Nope, that wasn't what I wanted.
Raven was totally proud of that too. I was like,
no, that one's funny, but it's the next one. Oh God, I hope this is the right one. I'm gonna try though. Just wait.
Oh, poor Raven! You got the clownitard! This is the worst punishment ever! Okay. Oh, wait! That's just your face!
That was terrible.
when I was Raven, I probably self-evicted, honestly. But she did wear very, like, I remember watching that season and being honestly taken back by how bright and unblended her makeup was.
It's a lot.
It was a lot, which I get it. It was a lot. It looked like
it was
like nothing. Like it was just her makeup. I think was just too much, and but I think it was also kind of words because when people like, because she was kind of a clown that season a little bit.
Yeah. So, whoa, that was a lot. So we're just gonna get rid of them. We're gonna move on.
They're evicted.
We're gonna get on to happier things. Swaggy and Bailey. So I feel like this one could bring us some controversy.
What?
Yeah.
On where we want to put them. Because on Big Brother 20, not a fan. Not a fan of either. But on the challenge, I like them. And then Bailey coming back last season, I love her. So I feel some mixed emotions about Swaggy and Bailey as a in the house couple.
In the what?
As the in the house couple. What are y'all's thoughts?
So a couple thoughts. First of all, I love Swaggy and Bailey's love. Like, I want to find a love like this. The way he loves her is so, it's like, it's something that you don't really see often these days, where he, like, she, of course she is beautiful, but like, to him, he realizes the catch that he has, and I feel like he is always, because you know how Swaggy is. He does like to show up and show out for the gram and all that kind of stuff. But man, he does it with his wife as like the forefront, which I think I'm like, oh, I wish I had someone like that. Like, shit.
Yeah.
I also think that it was a little shocking, the fact that, on the show, they only knew each other for like, how many weeks. And then, of course, he got evicted. She went to jury. Then he proposed when she, at the finale. But the proposal was iconic because it was, it did happen at the finale after they only, so it was controversial in that way. I'm voting them HOH because I think that they are, like a ride or die couple, and I love the ride or die couples. I don't think that neither one of them was really successful in the game of Big Brother. That it's not like they're like, it's not like it's Jeff and Jordan or Rachel and Brendan.
Right.
But I do think personally, I'm not gonna say where I rank them now. I'm gonna see where y'all rank them first. Actually.
Trisha, what do you think?
So, Swaggy went home so early, like third or fourth. He went home so early, and I remember watching him go home or go to her dad and her family and ask for her hand in marriage, and thinking, what is this guy trying to do? Yeah, like I was just like, is this guy for real? I thought when I watched this season, I was like, he's just doing this for publicity. But now here we are, how many years later, and they're still together, married.
Yeah.
And they didn't tell us they were married until like a year after.
Yeah.
Yeah, like they just did it on their own. Like, hey,
which I love.
Yeah, so we're going to go get married. So I feel like this is where I'm torn on them. I feel like they're kind of like Danny and Dom to me, and that as a real life couple, they're like couple goals. But God, Swaggy was so terrible.
See, I loved Swaggy on his season because I thought, part of me thought that I would maybe be like received the same way as Swaggy because he was, he had the shirts, he called himself Swaggy. Like, I was like, him and I feel like are very similar in personalities. So I get him. I love him on his season. But I know that was an unpopular, I know that he wasn't really popularly received.
Yeah. So Trisha, like, I'm good with them at the lower end of HOH or top end of On the Block. What are you feeling?
When I think of Big Brother Showmances, I do think of them. Like, they are an initial gut, like, showmance reaction.
Yeah.
I know that biasly, that's probably because of a lot of what happened after the show. So it's hard for me to think about just during the show. But I mean, we just have these moments of, Bailey biting her cheek because we later found out because she was pregnant, and had lost, a baby in the house. And like, so we know all these things in hindsight that I'm like, all of this was iconic. Like, all of this is iconic. And so because of that, I would put her in the HOH category, not above any of our top three for sure. Maybe at the bottom.
We feeling them fourth.
That's what I was going to say. I was like, I'm putting them right after Jess and Cody.
Yeah, above Will and Janelle because,
above Will and Janelle.
I was sure one of you bitches were going to say On the Block, so I was literally saving my veto.
I was kind of on the fence with them because I love them outside of Big Brother. I'm just, like on this show, I wasn't much of a Swaggy fan. But Bailey has grown on me so much, and I love her now.
Okay, all right. So I don't have to use my veto on them. So okay.
All right. Moving on.
HOH status.
Tyler and Angela.
This is difficult now because for me, their HOH status, they're iconic. I think Tyler should have won.
Yes, gosh.
I don't think we saw a lot of Angela's necessarily gameplay on the show. Not like we saw Tyler's. And of course, they weren't really a showmance until the very end.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of hard to, but that being said, they are very iconic that I feel like the more recent seasons, like my season, for instance, I guess that we've been the only one of all newbies since theirs. But like, it's like everyone, they want to be Tyler and Angela. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the newer people, they're not saying like, oh, we want to be Cody and Jess. Well, obviously, because they both got evicted. Or they're not saying like I feel like people either say they want to be Jeff and Jordan or they want to be Tyler and Angela. Like it's not like those are the ones that people drop as like their showmance goals.
Yeah.
But it's interesting because they weren't really in a showmance the whole time. It was, and they were secretive.
Yeah,
And
we got like some little hand holding and a few little pecks, but not.
And then Tyler's game tanked.
Yeah. And then
Okay.
he threw away on All Stars for the girl.
Yeah, but I mean, it obviously was worth it because he does, you know, I mean, they're obviously working out.
Yeah. So where are we feeling them?
Tangela, HOH,
I'm ranking them top 3.
Top 3.
I think I'm putting them before. I hate to say this, but I'm going to put them before Jess and Cody, just based on performance alone, like based on the fact that because you know Jess and Cody they did have a back, but I don't know. I mean I don't know. This is very recruit of me to say, but I honestly I might put them in the top 2.
Okay, wait. I have a rebuttal to this.
Okay.
I don't know about putting them before Jess and Cody.
Okay.
Because if I'm thinking about this in a way of who do I want back on my TV screen because they were a showmance, I want Jess and Cody back.
Fair enough. Okay, that makes sense. All right, I see that.
Tyler and Angela make me want to go to sleep because they are just.
They were very boring. They are
boring.
Very boring.
It's top 4. I'll give them that.
But they are iconic. I mean, Tangela. If you just look up Tangela on Instagram, that it's like ridiculous.
Yeah, now you want to think about us getting dragged for something. We would be dragged for not ranking Tangela number 1. Like we're gonna have some people pissed as hell.
I mean, I see that. I get that. The only reason why I would bug. The only reason why other than I think that they are very successful showmance. Like I'm telling you, when people reference showmances today, it's either they say Jeff and Jordan or Tyler and Angela. Like those are the showmances that they talk about. So that's why I'm like, okay, they should be. I feel like they should be top 3 if not top 2. But I'm not gonna fight. I'm not gonna like. I get why entertainment wise. I think that on an entertainment level, Jess and Cody are absolutely more entertaining. But
yeah. Like as serious as Cody is and kind of like almost monotone, just he's so entertaining.
Yeah. No, I agree. So we can
agree. Like
I'll give them that.
I'll give them 4th. I think that's a good place for them. They're certainly iconic. 2 of the best players, even though Angela doesn't have any personality.
Man, she does off camera. She's a friend of mine. And she does have personality. They just
she's also one of the most beautiful people to ever play.
Oh yeah. Oh my gosh. She is stunning. If you see her in person, shit.
Yeah. All right. Next. Jackson and Holly.
I love your tear for this.
So
just to give a visual too, it's no longer together.
They're not together.
Yeah.
Jackson and Holly. So this one's tough because they did make it all the way to the end together. Spoiler alert.
Jackson and Holly, let's rename this. This shouldn't be Jackson and Holly. This should be Jackson and Beth. Okay, go.
Jackson. Okay. Jackson and Holly, they made it all the way to the end together.
Yeah.
And I don't know if we can, I don't know what day they actually like got together, like how far. I know it was pretty early, but he had a showmance with Kat prior. So I'm like, where did it end and where did this begin?
There was a little bit of an overlap. I can, now but the thing was that it was crazy because, so as we all know now, me and Holly knew each other. So it was like, so me and Holly were friends. Like in the beginning, we might not have talked to each other that much, but like we were friends. And there was a lot of times that like, so me and Mickey kind of had like our like whatever going on in the beginning that he of course was, he was, you know, being like a typical fuckboy. Like he was saying how like, oh, he didn't want to showmance, but then he was like acting one way with me. And at the same time, he was going to Holly. And then like I guess he didn't know that me and Holly were like friends. And then me and Holly would be talking to each other. And I'd be like, oh yeah, he came to my bed last night. Like all this time, and Holly would be like, really? Like he was playing both of us, thinking that we weren't really talking to each other and comparing notes. And because now, you know, Holly is very much sometimes she, you know, a guy's girl. Like she was, I think, choosing to believe him over me, or, you know, kind of siding with him over me. Like it did cause a lot of conflict between me and her. So as you can tell, like in the very beginning, like there was like a span of like 3 days that she didn't even like want to talk to me because she was so upset with me. And I was like, why are you upset with me? Because I didn't understand. So there was definitely an overlap that was instigated by Mickey that I think he played off on us. And then I kind of picked up on it, and I was like, I know that you want a thing with Beth, with Holly. So, you know, just tell me, like, oh, I want a thing with anybody, you know, whatever. There was a lot of confusion with that being said. And I think that Mickey was being very manipulative to both Holly and I, which is probably why he won Big Brothers, because he's a master manipulator.
Yeah.
But, they did start about probably a week to a week and a half in. So here's how I view them. So Holly had a great social game, and she probably would have finished really far regardless of whether she was with Jackson or not. But I don't think Jackson would have finished as far as he did without Holly doing a lot of the social game for him. And she did kind of like, you know, when he was targeted on Jess's HOH week, Holly did so many, you know, pulling strings to try to get us the target off his back from us and on to Jack. So that being said, like, they are a great couple. They did finish strong. However, towards the end of the season, they were like always arguing. And to the fact that, like, I think Holly's reputation is honestly ruined because of how she allowed him to treat her on the show. So with that being said, I don't know if I'm going to necessarily evict them because, of course, like, their reputation speaks for themselves, and I don't want to sound too bitter. But they're definitely on the block because I think that they both, although successful, I think that they would have maybe had completely different games without each other. And I think that I feel like Holly was almost a casualty of Jackson's game because the way that she allowed him to treat her. And I think she'd probably I think that she'd be more memorable to people today if she had just played her own game. So,
yeah. I mean, I think that we can kind of put Jackson in that same category with Polly and how he treated Holly and how Polly treated Zakiya. So for me, yeah. But the fact that they did get so far into the game, I mean, you know, they took it all the way to the end. Yeah. So it is.
But you don't have the love story. You don't have like the Jess and Cody love story of like, you know, you were rooting for them both. It's almost like you're rooting for them both to break up.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
And that's what I remember. Not even knowing, like, obviously what happens after the show. I remember watching the season and thinking, oh my God, like, please, Holly, like, play your own game. Please, like, get away from this. Please, everyone send Jackson home. Everything. Like, I remember thinking that so many times. And these are things that we didn't think with Cody and Jessica, with Jordan and Jeff. And, you know, I don't feel like they fit in that top category.
Okay, I don't know. I mean, I don't want to evict them both as players because I think that they were both entertaining in their own right.
Yes.
Well, kind of.
As a showmance, though. Like,
I think that they definitely, because they both play so high, you know, they were the top finishing showmance of all time. First time a showmance has ever made it to Final 2. But with that being said, like, I can deal with never seeing their showmance again on my TV, you know?
Literally.
But I guess because they were the first showmance to finish at top 2, I guess that does give them some credibility. I don't know.
They're just not that likable.
Yeah, exactly.
So we can put them here like in the middle of on the block.
Yeah, I think that's probably fair.
I think we all feel comfortable with that. You're not the best. You're not the worst.
Yeah.
But you're here.
And then obviously, you know, they did break some records, so okay.
Yeah, they probably broke a few
and they
records.
also aren't still together today. So we've called that out on other relationships. So they're not still together today. And
All right, so spoiler alert, you just saw this one pop up. This was on special request of Trisha. Meta World Peace and Orwell the Owl.
I didn't watch Celebrity Big Brother, so I don't even know.
these two were frequently on our screens. They did DRs together. They were iconic as a duo.
Always together. They did their DRs together. They were in the hot tub together.
That is so funny.
They shared a bed.
Yeah. Many cuddle sessions happened between these two, so they had to make our list. And I ship them. I don't know that I put them in HOH category, but I definitely don't evict them. I want them back on my TV screen.
I would love them back on my big screen, on my TV screen. Meta ended up basically quitting because he missed his wife. But God, he was so funny.
So entertaining.
So there was I had heard, I don't know if this is common knowledge, but he literally like walked out of the Big Brother house. Like they don't actually lock the door. So one of the cameramen, he was like standing there, like operating the camera, and he looks to his right, and Meta World Peace is like standing there, like just like walked out.
Yeah.
So I mean, he definitely did their fucks.
Not surprised one bit.
Yeah.
This guy was a character.
Yeah. So we don't have to spend too much time on him. Just from our personal preference, we're going to just put him and Orwell a step above Jackson and Holly. Because,
I accept that.
Oh, man.
Because they're more entertaining. All right. Moving on to our next. Here we go. Bum, bum, bum.
I was like, damn, who's that girl? She's so pretty. Man, I miss my baby. I'm gonna give us a big fat evict.
All right, evicted, y'all.
Honestly, if we could actually just like take this out of it completely, that'd be great. No, nothing beneficial came of this relationship at all. I wouldn't say I regret it because I feel like it added a lot of like entertainment, if you will, to season 22 or season 21 of my character. But man, like if you like, I mean, it wasn't one of my proudest, most best ideas that I've ever had. So we can evict that.
Going down the stats, it didn't last past
the one that got away, if you will.
It didn't last outside of the house.
Didn't last inside of the house.
Didn't last inside the house. We don't want to see it back on our TV screens.
No,
we just want to see half of it back on our TV screens.
No,
I don't want half of this back. We're gonna put it one step above Caleb and Amber.
I was like, we're gonna put it one step above who? Like
Caleb and Amber because theirs was a non-showmance.
Okay, yeah.
At all.
All right.
Next.
Great.
Yeah, it's coming.
If we put that in the HOH category, Kat was definitely going to use her veto.
Yeah, I'm going to use my veto, and I'm going to put this one straight to HOH.
Evict. Put that a step. But honestly,
so this also came from the ripped.
You know what? I feel like put that a step below me and Jackson because at least with me and Jackson, like I didn't have any like strings attached. With this one, I was in a whole relationship for like almost a year after the show.
This one did last. Yeah, this one lasted after the show.
Like for the sake of what? Entertainment? No. No, I'm just kidding. No, okay, so Nick was how do I say it? I do regret Nick. Yes, I do. But what I don't regret is it was nice having a person to go to when I got off the show. Like I had Jess, I had Holly, to kind of like, we could always go to each other, but to have like a relationship type person to go to after the show, like I think that him and I both helped each other kind of maneuver back into the real world a little bit.
Yeah.
With that being said, there's a lot of things about that relationship that I look back on and I was like, what the fuck was I thinking? Like, what the fuck? And I mean, it's definitely not HOH status.
But
I will
not.
say, I do because I do love attention. I do kind of pat myself on the back a little bit, being, you know, the first jurymance of the season of the show, you know.
The first Journeyman's, it is
And I
one of
call
a
it,
kind.
and I call myself. But I mean, but also in my defense, I feel like I was pretty smart about it because all these people have, you know, the live feed footage of them having sex. At least I was in the jury house. There was no
Thanks,
camera.
You're welcome, Mom.
Yeah.
No.
And so I definitely don't put this as HOH status. It's not that, you know, it's not Jody. It's not Brenchel. It's not that. But I don't think I put it at evicted status just because when I do think of these showmances, I do think of this one just because of the drama associated with it.
No, yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. That way,
And it brought entertainment. And it was the first Jurymance. And Nick was in another showmance on this season. So there's just a lot going on there that I feel like is a topic. So I think I want to put it in the middle.
In the middle. We can put it towards the end of the middle.
I'm good with that.
We feeling that, Kat?
no, but y'all
Like,
can
I
do
think
it.
this
I'm like,
She's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I'm
I'm not feeling none of that. But I mean, I guess like it makes me feel good. Like I'm like, okay, like whatever, I'll take what I can get.
all right. Next.
Hey, hold on 1 second. So I'm gonna have to mute this really quick. Hold on.
We can talk about the picture until Kat comes back because I was like, oh, I want to find a really cute picture of David and Kat to put up here. And I just feel like the way Kat's looking at him, like this is of her three showmances. This is the one that I'm feeling the most.
Yes. I want Kat back on my screen. I always want David back on my screen. So we need more of this. We didn't get enough.
I got enough, David.
We didn't get enough Kat and David together. What is their celebrity couple name? Kavid?
Yeah.
Catvid?
Dat.
Dat?
Dat. So.
Okay, sorry, I'm back. Okay, so this one, I would like to put this in HOH category above Jeff.
Above Jeff and Jordan?
Yeah, this is the number one. No, y'all, I'll be honest. Y'all, this is the one that got away. Y'all,
Yeah.
the one that got away.
Look at how you're looking at David.
I know. I was so in love. He's hot, too. But
Yeah.
yeah, it was one thing away. And actually, this is the big reason why I actually regret my showmance with Nick, was because I feel like I'll always wonder that, like, what if I didn't do that whole thing with Nick and I was single when I got out of the house and like I didn't have like any of those strings attached? Like, could me and David maybe have survived as a couple out in the real world? But we'll never know. And I feel like so much has happened that we'll literally never ever know. So it's kind of like, okay, that sucks. So I actually do consider him in my life the one that got away. So that sucks.
And I mean, by far of your showmances, this is also the one that we would have liked to have seen more of because
It was an HOH.
Yeah, because Jackson, jerk. Nick, jerk. David, we like him.
He's a nice guy. He's a very, very nice guy. And even though it didn't work out with us romantically, we're still friends. I still think the world of him and think he's the greatest. So, you know, it's all good. But if you ever gave me another shot, I would be there.
So this one isn't completely dead.
I think we should put it on the block. I think we should. I know I'm biased, but I wouldn't evict us.
I like this one. I think we can put it on the block.
I would like to see it on my TV screen again because we didn't get enough of it, and I love David individually, and I love that.
Put it in HOH.
Just put it up there.
Let's put it up there.
So what are the rankings? They are, guys.
This is our
HOH on the block and evicted.
Wait, one of y'all evicted it?
No.
Oh, wait.
HOH on the block, evicted.
I'm saying, what are y'all ranking it as?
I would say on the block.
Okay.
I'd say on the block. I'd say like middle of on the block.
But I don't even think we knew this was a
You know what?
showmance until you got out of the house.
I'm gonna use my veto to veto you're on the block, and now we got HOH versus on the block. So now we gotta do the tiebreaker, and I guess it'll be rock, paper, scissors.
No. Like if you do it, if you use your veto, it vetoes both of us.
It's
Oh,
your
hell no. I'm using both you bitches' vetoes, and we're putting us on as HOH.
All right, we'll do it.
I see this, but I'm using my vetoes, and we're going HOH.
This is the one that we like the most of you by far because.
But damn, okay, like the reason it didn't get up there, I would say, is because we didn't even know that this existed until y'all got out of the house.
I know it doesn't matter, but because I use my power of veto, it is going HOH status.
Boom! There it is.
Right
Right
All right.
right up here with Jess and Cody.
Love that.
Okay, now y'all know, like you're probably sitting here thinking, there's something glaringly obvious missing from our rankings.
Glaringly
And
obvious.
you know that we weren't going to let it go without talking about Nicole and her string of romances.
Oh shit! Yeah, I'm actually surprised that because I know BB Wiki has me as the queen of showmances, so not because I feel like me and Nicole are tied.
So technically, Victor and Nicole did not happen until after Big Brother. They met on Big Brother, but they never had the showmance on it, even though they got engaged in the house. But for our purposes, we're going to talk about them and
that's why she only has 2 technically.
Yeah,
And you have 3.
All right. So we got 3 to look at. Hayden and Nicole, Corey and Nicole, Victor and Nicole.
Okay, the most iconic of these 3, if we're just looking at the house, like obviously Nicole and Victor, like we just need to put them on evicted because they didn't exist in the house. Okay, they need to go.
Done.
They're above Amber and Beast Mode Cowboy, but
Right.
because they were friends. But even better than that, Victor and Corey they were best friends in the house, and you know Nicole has been with both of them, but she was with Corey in the house.
Yeah. So we'll put them above Kat and Jackson because it didn't happen on the show, but that's where we want them. All right. So now we got to rank her last 2. Hayden and Nicole, Corey and Nicole. Like in terms of likability, Nicole was very likable on 16. And you know, when she came back in the house, you were like, yeah, Nicole. Yeah. And Hayden seems like such a chill dude. Like, I like this couple.
And I felt like they were a match. They were a match.
Mm-hmm.
And this was the same. Wasn't this the same season? No, this was after McCrae and Amanda.
Yeah.
This was seasons after.
The next season.
So, yeah, I would put them on the block because I do think of them in the showmance situation when I think of showmances, but and they were cute in the house. Yeah. I liked them.
I'll be honest, I don't think I would put any of Nicole's relationships in HOH, even though I do think Nicole is an iconic Big Brother player. Her track record speaks for itself. Yeah. I just don't think, whenever I think of her as, like, I know people like to poke fun at how many dudes she's done in the house, and I'm like, first of all, I think I've done more, but okay. But it's like first of all, I didn't know it was a competition, and in that case, I won. But I think that she actually gets a bad rap for that because I think that her gameplay and her reputation as a character is so much it should be more respected than that. I don't think I would rank any of her showmances in HOH. I think they would be on the block or evicted.
On the block. I think both of them are on the block. I think Hayden before Corey.
Yeah, like I like Hayden more than Corey, and I like this relationship more than her one with Corey. So,
but I think the one with her and Corey lasted longer.
Right, because they both made it to the end.
Well, even after the house, like even after, I think they lasted longer. Her and Corey, but
man, I can't picture Corey lasting long with anybody. Like when he just announced, because he's in a relationship now, and even then I was like, whoo, a girl to finally lock him down? Like what? I mean, he's definitely, I love him to death, but he's definitely, he's like a George Clooney of sorts.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who's going to be the
Struggles
girl
with the
that
commitment.
walks him down? Not Tommy Lahren.
Yeah.
All right.
Of Corey's
Okay.
list.
What?
We should do Corey. We could do a whole episode
Corey's relationships.
on Corey's relationships.
All right. We're going to pop this up here, take a look, see if there's any that we want to move around. Trisha and I both still have our vetoes if we want to use them.
All right.
I swear to God, if you all veto me and David off HOH, I'm going to be pissed.
No.
If we both veto it, then it definitely overpowers.
Yeah.
I'll let you
Yeah.
do it.
I'm not going to do that. I'm really feeling where I think that we have to move Jen and Ryan up, at least
Okay.
to on the block.
Okay, move them up. I agree with that. I think they should be above.
I'm happy with that.
I think they should be above Zanke. One step above Zanke.
Well, I don't want to rearrange all the pictures.
So then we gotta put someone in evicted. Let's evict me and Nick.
Let's evict Will and Shannon because that's hardly iconic. I know
Okay, all right, we'll evict them.
Yeah, I'm good with that. They're the OGs, but
Kat's just really trying to move her and Nick down. I will veto that.
You know what's crazy about me and Nick though? Man, okay, so he if y'all keep up with him on social media, he has a baby on the way. Like it's very clear that right, yeah, exactly. But good vibes to the happy couple. But man, just literally 2 days ago, I had someone in my Twitter mentions trying to convince me to get back with Nick. And I was like, bitch, I'm not getting back together with this man. He has a baby on the way. Like, what the hell?
yeah, no, we don't want to see this
We
one
don't
back
support
together.
that at all. Okay,
No,
we
nobody
evict
wants to see that. Maybe it was like, I don't know who was behind that account.
Trisha, you got any that you want to move around?
Let me look here. Okay, so looking at our HOH, I think it's pretty solid. HOH is looking like a beautiful.
Like these are the iconic Big Brother couples: Jeff and Jordan, Brendan and Rachel, Cody and Jess, Tangela, Swaley,
Kat.
the iconic queens of Janelle and Dr. Will, and everyone's favorite showman,
Kat and David.
Kat and David.
Of course, iconic.
Iconic.
Or as we like to refer to y'all, Dat.
Dat.
Is it Dat or is it Cavid?
We're gonna go with Dat.
We're going with that, Cavid.
Yeah. Well, okay, so people, I've seen both, but I will say that there's this one group I think that they've cooled their jets a little bit, but these have followed me on Instagram and Twitter. And there were these people with Cavid sweatshirts that had like #Cavid with a picture of me and David on it. And they also emailed me like a 44-minute long video of just like a slideshow of me and David, like pictures and moments set to Lay Me Down by Sam Smith.
We needed that for our presentation.
Well, and it was the most beautiful video they've ever gotten to my email. And I sent it to David hoping he'd watch it and then maybe he'd come back. And he didn't.
Oh.
What could have been?
What could have been?
All right, so on the block, McCranda, Danny and Dom. Your personal favorite, Trisha, Meta World Peace and Orwell, Ryan and Jen, Clelly, Jackson and Holly, Hayden
Corey.
and Nicole.
Yeah.
Nicole and Corey, Kat and Nick, and Zanke.
Yeah.
Feeling good there?
I think we need to move Nicole and Corey to evicted.
You think? I'm happy with that.
I'm fine with that.
It is. I feel like the on the block is looking a little crowded.
It's real crowded, and I don't feel like she should have two in there. Also, I don't care to see them.
At least you spread mine out throughout the HOH on the block and evicted.
Yeah, exactly. You got representation in each category. Oh shit! Here I go moving the whole.
Yeah, but Oh, nice. You made it work.
There we go.
You're putting them after Amber and Beast Mode.
It doesn't matter anymore, okay?
Okay. Don't yell at me.
doesn't.
Other than that, the evicted category looks absolutely disgusting. I think it's fitting. Liz and Austin just stick out so much to me in this category. They're so gross. Ugh.
That's so funny. I feel like me and you stand out as really gross, except for I look really pretty in that photo. So
you are very hot in that photo.
Yeah.
Oh, it's funny.
I'm trying to do you some justice. Like,
Yeah,
the picture of you and David, you can see the love in your eyes. The picture of you and Nick with the split. And then the picture of you and Jackson, and you're looking hot. So
yeah, we love to see it.
All right, so these are our final categories. Jeff and Jordan, no shocker, taking home the title as our favorite showmance.
Yes, and the worst being Beast Mode, Cowboy, and Amber.
Yep, I'm 100% happy with that.
I'm proud of us, guys.
Let me make it a fish.
Yeah, make it official.
Right. Yeah, we don't stand for stalking here.
No,
we don't support that. All right, guys, I'm proud of us.
I feel very confident with this list, honestly.
Yeah.
Same.
This will be what's up on whatever websites rank them from now on. But it'll definitely be on ours. So y'all drop us a comment on your thoughts on did we get it right or did we get it wrong? Where should we have moved these folks? Y'all let us know. Don't forget to give us a follow on our Instagram at RealiTEA_TK. That's RealiTEA_TK. Kat follows us again. We're so excited. So y'all give Kat a follow.
I don't know what happened. I know I did not follow y'all. I mean, wait, hold on. I know that I did not unfollow y'all. There's no way. There's no way. I literally have y'all's note on my refrigerator, so I think about y'all every day.
To my heart.
Maybe y'all did something to make me mad.
Bitches.
So y'all give Kat a follow at It's Catherine Dunn. And don't forget to also give our new YouTube channel a follow on Instagram and Twitter at For The Fans. That's the number 4, The Fans E. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Drop a comment with your thoughts on tonight's episode, and don't forget to hit us with a like. We are on a new channel, so all the support we can get from the fans will be forever helpful. Any last words, Kat?
I mean, I guess
get it right.
If y'all talk to David anytime soon, maybe put in a good word.
Yeah, long live Cavid, long live Dat.
Yes, those are my final thoughts.
Love it. Well, Kat, thanks so much for coming on. You are the showman's queen, so for us to have you on our show tonight meant the most. Thank you for coming on with us. You have been an amazing guest, and we always love talking to you.
Oh, yeah. I love talking with y'all. Favorite podcast to come on.
Yes. All right, guys. Well, we will see y'all next time, and we're counting down the days till Big Brother 23. I'm going to get these numbers right.
It is.
Big Brother 23. Holy crap. It's coming July 7th. So tune in.
3 weeks from tonight, we will be watching live feeds at this moment.
Live feeds are coming for you. So be sure to hit the subscribe button so that you get a notification every time we're going live or dropping new content for you guys. And we will see y'all soon. Bye, guys.
Bye.